Welcome to Back Alley Chat, the #1 fastest growing recovery podcast in the world. I am your host, Allie Severino, and I'm thrilled to have you joining us today. On this episode, we're going to be shaking it up a little bit. I did a YouTube poll with you guys, and you all, majority, said that you would love to see more episodes with segments and interviews. So I'm going to try to give the people what they want. This is what y'all wanted. So with that being said, today we'll be back alley chatting about dating and drinking, Vanderpump Rules, because I can't stop myself, and I'm sorry, homelessness and political correctness, followed by an awesome interview from a signed pop and R&B artist, Xaviar Alston, with a little surprise at the end. And not only do I have a surprise at the end, I'm going to start the show off with a bang, with also a surprise in the beginning. So, full of surprises today, because today is going to be our first giveaway. All you need to do to join the giveaway is make sure you're subscribed to the channel or liking us on Instagram, and leave a comment below this video, and you'll all be entered into like a prize. It'll be a $50 gift card plus a bunch of like Back Alley Chat merch. So I'm excited to do that because, you know, you all are with me every week. You mean so much to me. And I'm just grateful for you guys. And so I want to give you guys things, you know. So, and because of that, all of that is thanks to our sponsor, Quick Intel. Say goodbye to scams and hello to confidence in your investments. Quick Intel is on a mission to make crypto safer, providing advanced AI tools and proactive measures. Detect scams before they happen, make well-informed decisions, and trust the projects you're interested in. Quick Intel's platform, built on the secure Arbitrum blockchain, gives you the edge that you need. No more guesswork, no more blind investments. Visit quickintel.io to unlock the fastest and most reliable information. Be a smart crypto trader with Quick Intel. Okay, love them. Thank you so much, Quick Intel, again for being our sponsor. So, updates and news. Okay, I can't stop with the Vanderpump scandal drama. I'm addicted. I have a problem. I just watched season 10 for the second time because the first time I watched it, I didn't want to know who was banging because I wanted to guess it out. But I kind of wish I knew because then you could so shady. Oh my God, right? So anyway, you all know the drama. And if you don't, basically, long story short, long-term boyfriend and girlfriend, Ariana and Tom Sandoval, they lived together, they bought a house together, blah, blah, blah. Raquel broke up with, what's his name? The DJ James. He's one of my favorite people on the show. I think he's so funny. He has anger problems, but he's hilarious. Anyway, they broke up. Raquel, for 7 months, behind the scenes, is banging Tom Sandoval. Everything comes up. It's explosive. It's craziness. But the one thing, and obviously that overshadowed a lot of the other things going on in the show. But when I was rewatching season 10, there's a scene where Lala, who is sober, is going on a date. And she's hasn't had sex since 2016. I mean, she's ready to go. She's just looking for a nice man to hang out with and do the deed. And so she goes on this date with Katie, who's also newly single, and they have these two guys at the table. So the guy asked Lala, and by the way, if you don't know, Lala's drop dead gorgeous. If you have an opportunity to hang out with this girl and she's even considering doing fuck to you, maybe don't be a weirdo. Okay. Anyway, so they're sitting down to chill, and the guy's like, hey, do you want a drink? And she was like, no, I'm a sober motherfucker. I'll burn this place down if I have a drink. And he was like, oh, okay. And she's like, but I don't care. You can drink. It doesn't bother me at all. So he orders a drink. A couple minutes goes by. Are you sure you don't want a drink? She's like, yeah. I just told you, I'm sober. I don't want a drink. Asks again. Proceeds to ask again. I was like, dude, are you kidding me? Did you just ask this girl 4 times if she wants a drink, you crazy person? Are you that insecure that you can't just sit with a beautiful woman and enjoy her company and just talk about things? It was just so crazy to me, but it brought me back to previous episodes where I had brought up how a sponsee of mine was going on a date. She told the guy that she didn't drink, and then he ghosted her. And a lot of you guys in the comments were like, yeah, that's happened to me too, whatever. And so I kind of just wanted to, maybe as a first segment, just talk about that for a second and just, I don't know, just bring up some points because it's really catching on in popularity, the idea of dry dating in general, which means that the person's not necessarily sober, but they maybe want to go on a date sober because they want to form an actual meaningful connection. I think sometimes when you're drinking, like your inhibitions are lowered and you might think like, oh, this person's really funny, or oh, they're really cute, or oh, we're connecting so well, but really it's just like kind of alcohol like lubricating the situation. And really, if you might end up with someone who you don't even really like just because you were under the influence for your first however many dates. And if you're like me, you'll just fall into some weird relationship and now it's 5 years later and you hate that person, right? So, I got some stats for you guys. So the national average of people that drink has reduced by 5% since 2019, which I thought was pretty interesting. It's not like a massive drop, but I think it's really positive. 62% of daters believe that they form a more genuine connection on an alcohol-free date. But there was another one. I believe if you have no drinks on a date, it was like a 5% chance that you're going to do sex at the end of the night. I don't know. But if you have 5 or more drinks, it went up to like 60%. So that's why they're trying to get you wasted on every date. Okay. They're trying to get you back to their room. Totally. I get it. But maybe they're not there for the right reason. I'm just saying. And, I think it's important if somebody doesn't want to date you because you're drinking, you can realize that if you were drinking, you might have ended up with this loser. Wow, what a nightmare. I just think, whatever. So here are some tips that I thought might be interesting if you are trying to go on a dry date or a sober date. One question that comes up a lot is, do you tell the person that you're sober? And I think that that's more of a personal choice. For me, I would tell them up front, but some people feel more comfortable telling them once they've gotten to know them a little bit better, to let them into more private parts of their lives. So that is really up to you if you want to tell them beforehand. But I think if you tell them beforehand, at least gets it out of the way. Another tip is if you go and drink with them, maybe don't say, because I know a lot of friends who use this line a lot, like, hey, I'm on antibiotics, I'm not going to drink right now. You're kind of making an excuse why you're not going to drink in that moment, but it kind of opens it up to, okay, well, maybe you'll drink on the next date. What are you going to say next time? So, maybe just say hey, I'm not drinking today, or I don't feel like drinking today. I think it just needs to be that simple. Yeah. And so what else? Maybe plan a date that's not necessarily at a bar or at a place where it's really normal to drink. Maybe do pottery, go to a park, go do something fun, go kayaking, maybe something active where you're not thinking about that. And I think it will really afford you an opportunity to get to know that person a little bit better. And yeah, and I guess a lot of people drink too while they're dating because it's scary. So you have anxiety. So maybe it's a good idea to use whatever the coping mechanisms that you normally utilize. So even if that's saying to yourself, hey, I'm going out with this person. If this person is not for me, I'll have an awesome experience and maybe make a friend or have a hilarious story for TikTok. Maybe that kind of vibe. If the date is just atrocious, that's a hilarious story. Please tell us about it in the comments if you've had any of these. I'd love to hear about them. So yeah, that's my little rant on the sober dating thing. So I just wanted to throw it out there. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments below. Would love to hear your feedback or any experience that you've had or what you've seen works for you. For me, it's hard because I can't hide it. I mean, one Google search of my name, you're going to see crackhead, this, arrested, prison. So I don't really have that option of really not telling somebody beforehand because it's it's a thing. Anyway, moving on. My next topic that I wanted to chat about, because I just thought it was I think it's on this paper. Hold on. No, it's not. Okay. So I wanted to chat about really quick because I just think it's a weird. Okay, so homelessness, or as some people would like to call it, I don't know what they would like to call it, unhousedness. What would be the word for that? Unhousedness? Okay. So long story short, the other day I made a TikTok. This was like a while ago. And all of you know, I work in homeless services. Like this is what I've dedicated my life to. I'm with homeless people every day. They come from all different walks of life. I hate to generalize. I was just telling someone before this episode, you know, you have families, you have people who fell on hard times, medical issues, loss of loved ones. And then you have mentally ill, drug addicted, and just like it runs the gamut of different people that are outside. But, you know, when I made the TikTok, this lady was like, it's unhoused. Because I said homeless. She was like, it's the unhoused. And I was like, bitch, don't. And I use the word unhoused a lot just because I hate saying the word homeless over and over again. Just give me a little bit of variation. But I'm wondering, do you guys think if a unhoused or homeless person is living outside in the rain, getting bitten up by bugs and having no food to eat, do you think they give a fuck what they're called, or does it make you feel better? Okay. I was at a Tim Dillon comedy show the other day. By the way, love him. He's so funny. And he came to Palm Beach. And so he was actually talking about this and he brought it up. He was doing a little skit. He was saying how he was in LA and he was walking out of the store and this like, you know, crazy, which is another word they're trying to get everyone to stop saying, which whatever. He said there's like a crazy homeless lady who came out with like a hanger, like just, you know, being a little wild. And he was like the fucking homeless to his friend. And his friend goes, the fucking unhoused. And he was like, oh, I love that. Like, that makes me feel so much better about the situation. Like, they're not homeless. They're just unhoused. Boom, get them a fucking house. Problem solved, right? And I was like, wow, I think that term was created just to literally make people feel better. And the people that feel better by using that term is not necessarily individuals who are experiencing homelessness. It's individuals who are watching others experience homelessness. And the reality is, I think both of those words make you believe that if a person is homeless or unhoused, their problems would be solved by owning a house or having a place to live. And I believe that's where our housing first, you know, vibe of helping people came from. But in the reality, that is not true. I can tell you people right now that there are individuals that I work with on a daily basis that are, in my opinion, unhousable. Unhousable. I mean, they cannot show up to simple appointments. Their mental illness has ran so rampant that they barely know, you know, what day it is, what's going on, what city that they're in. They can't cook. They don't know how to do their laundry. You have to stay on top of them for personal hygiene. I mean, those are, you know, issues that are much bigger than just their housing. There's a reason why they ended up in this situation, and it's not, you know, their fault per se. But I also want to know what your opinion is on the homeless versus unhoused, and your opinion on whose responsibility is to take care of these individuals who are truly incapable sometimes of taking care of themselves. And, you know, what resources we can put into place to do that for them. Because, you know, after they shut down all the mental hospitals and places like that where an individual who was having a hard time, you know, living on their own could go for mental health care and to kind of be like, you know, like, okay, we had this place called Jerome Golden and it was a mental health hospital, but on top of that, they also had a bunch of housing, but everyone in their housing was receiving these wraparound services where they were getting assistance with literally everything they needed and they were getting their medications and people were coming to check on them and all that kind of stuff. Ours closed down and most mental hospitals have closed down around the country. And so leaving us with these individuals who have severe and persistent mental illness and whose needs far outweigh the resources that are available on the street. Because remember, that's where these individuals will live if they have no family or friends to let them live with them. And many times if they do have family or friends, the individuals that I work with definitely have come from economic situations that are not the best. How long, if a family that has those kind of stressors already with money, how long can you deal with this person in your house, trying to burn it down, trying to like kill you in your sleep? Like, you know, there's a lot, and I'm not saying that's everybody. I don't want to, like I said, don't want to generalize, but imagine untreated schizophrenia living in your household. Scary. So these people end up on the street and, you know, there's a lot of, what are they called? Advocates who they even, come at me at work, but they believe in autonomy of these people, which I do too. I believe in that too. But I don't believe it's compassionate to allow people who are severely mentally ill and sometimes also physically ill or physically disabled. I don't find it compassionate to allow them to live outside in their own feces in the rain. I think that's fucked up. And I don't think that's the way that we should be treating mental illness in this country. So we have a housing crisis, but we also have a mental health crisis. And so I just wanted to do that little segment just to throw my thoughts out there on the unhoused and the homeless and, how we look at it and how we look at solutions to this problem. Because another point, just throwing it out there, homelessness is never going to go away. How do I know this? Because there are nonprofits that rake in millions and millions and millions of dollars every year to treat the homeless. And they're only growing. And if there's no more homeless, there's no more money. Right? I mean, these people are getting paid to help the homeless, but they're not building housing. They're offering food. A cheeseburger has never solved a fucking homeless person's problem ever, except for for a couple hours. That is so, it's helpful. There's a lot of food insecurity around the world in this country as well, but, not fixing much. So just throwing it out there. Anyway, back alley chat, gonna turn the mood around. I know it's a little depressing. The homelessness stuff is so depressing. I think about it every day because I'm like, what is the solution? But, you can rely on me to figure it out. Now, last segment before we have our guest, Xavier, on. And this is one of my favorite ones we've started so far. And it's If I Was President. Cue the music in your brain, okay? Presidential music. Just envision it. Okay. So we talked about things I would do if I was president the other day. I have one that I have thought of for a long time. Check it out. Okay. So imagine this. Imagine a world where individuals who, those people that complain all day on Facebook about whatever their problem is, whether it's, rights for these people or blah, blah, blah for animals or blah, blah, blah for, Mother Earth or climate change, right? All those things. How about you get a tax incentive to not just complain, but to go out and volunteer your time to an organization whose goal is to solve world hunger or climate change or homelessness or substance use or whatever. So you could go out, do X amount of hours. I mean, I haven't, talked to my policy advisor yet on how many, but you would go and you would come up with, do your hours, submit it to the government. I know they suck, but remember from my last segment, they're all fired. So we have a new, better government in-house now. Just imagine, okay? So they would make a policy and then you would get a tax rebate. And I think that would be awesome because, hello, what motivates people other than money? Not a lot. So let's give them some shmoney to stop bitching online and to go out and bitch with their feet or whatever you want to call it, put the work in. Let's make this world a better place. So that's my segment for this week. Let me know what you guys think about that one. I think we should take it up the chain. Let's bring it to the people. I'm going to introduce the man, the legend, Xavier Alston. Hello, Xavier.
Hi, Allie.
Hi. Thanks for sitting there while I did my segments. I was trying not to look at you because you're going to make me laugh.
You had me laughing the whole time. I love it.
So I met you. I think your part-time, the job that you'll leave one day because you're going to become rich and famous is one day, not today, hopefully, is working with my boyfriend, Philip. Mm-hmm. And, I'll never forget the first time I saw you belt out, you know what I mean? Some tunes for real. And I was like, wow, his voice is unbelievable.
Thank you.
And I'll never forget the day. I don't know. When did you get signed? Was it this year?
I think it was. Yeah. No, I'm sorry. End of last year.
Were you working for
September.
Philip then?
Yeah.
Because I'll never forget. He was like, Xavier, we're going to lose him. He's so good. You got to downvote all of his stuff.
That is him.
He wants to keep because you're awesome. I know he loves having you there. So, but one day you're going to be moving on to bigger, better things. So I wanted to know a little bit about how did this start for you? How did you get into music? And just a little bit about how Xavier became, who he is today. Yeah.
Well, what was the first question?
Like, who inspired you as a young person, or when did you even start with music?
Oh gosh. Okay. So my biggest inspiration is Toni Braxton.
Okay.
Anybody who knows me, like, I will sing Toni Braxton if I'm happy, if I'm sad, if I just went through a breakup. Best breakup music ever in the world.
That's your girl.
Thank God for Toni and Babyface.
Okay. Old school.
She is my biggest inspiration.
And you come from a family of musicians, right?
Yes, I do.
So tell me, your mom and your grandma.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me about them.
So my mom, she used to do backup for a couple people. I don't remember their names off the top of my head, but my grandmother is like, she will tell these stories every day. Beyonce hears it all the time. Anytime music comes up, she's like, yeah, I used to sing with Diana and I used to open up.
I mean, I bet that was amazing for her, though, So you come from like this long line. Do they have voices that are like yours? Like just those like deep, like your sound comes from like the lowest part of your body. It just feels so, it's just amazing. Do they have a similar like vocal vibe or?
Everything is like a different generation. Like my grandmother has that when she sings, it's a mix of Broadway and like 60s and 70s sound, like that Diana Ross sound, like sweet at some point of the song, and then you have like that wide range when she opens up and it's like full throttle. My mom, she's more, she has more of like a rasp to her. She, how would I describe my mom's voice? It's more sultry.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I like that.
Sultry. With mine, I think I got a mix between all of them. And then it just...
That's so crazy how it can like be a genetics thing, really. And you perform, like the way that you perform is you just have all this energy. So a little bit about so you're from Jersey. What part of Jersey you're from?
From Rockaway. And then I moved to Elizabeth.
Oh, okay, cool. So I'm from North Jersey also because Elizabeth's in North Jersey, right? And so eventually you made your way down to Florida, but, coming up in the world, when did you really start to get involved in singing? Were you like singing as a kid? Or you in choir, church, gospel? What was it?
I never took music because I've seen like what my mom went through and what the stories of what my grandmother went through. I never took it as serious. Like I would hum around the house and I would sing here and there. Like my school would put on a show, and I'd be like, "Oh, I want to try," and I would do it. But I didn't take it seriously until I found out I know how to do runs and riffs. And those of you that know music, runs and riffs, like if it's not perfect, it ain't right. Don't do it. But I didn't take it serious until I was like 18, 19.
Wow. Is it because they had like negative experiences? Because I know the music industry is really hard.
It is.
And I know it's hard on people and just it's a real difficult industry. So did they experience a lot of difficulties? Is that why you kind of shied away from it?
Yeah. Definitely, yeah. I'll be honest with you. Like seeing and hearing what my mom went through to break into the music industry and being told like her story, like, okay, you had to do this, 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 and this. And then hearing like, so my grandmother, I guess that would be my great grandfather, her dad. She went to go sing. Oh my God, it's not Mary Wilson. I can't remember. She went to go sing with one of the boy groups, and he was like, absolutely not. That
really?
Is not happening. That's not for my daughter. And if you ever heard my grandmother sing, you'd be like, what? Go home, sing it.
Right.
But I'm just hearing their stories and like seeing how far they got like to the door. And then somebody held them back.
Right.
My mom got to the door and then she had me.
Wow.
So now it's like I'm at the door and now I'm stepping in and I'm just like,
hi.
It's not that bad over
We're here.
They lied.
So tell me about, because you have a few, you're tall. How tall are you?
6'3".
Okay, you are like tall, you are dark skinned, you are gay, right? Tell me about your coming out story. I want to know all about it.
Oh man. Okay, so it's not really. It's not as bad. It's not heartbreaking. I'm sorry to disappoint everybody.
No, I think we're happy to hear that. Thank God. Like, it's about time that someone,
Yeah, my parents, my mom especially, was very supportive.
How did you do it?
Oh God.
How do you do it? It's hard to tell someone something like that. How do you do it?
Well, everybody knew.
Okay, just because of like the way you acted or talked and all that stuff. Okay.
Yeah, I was put in gymnastics, and I never wanted to do a lot of the guy stuff. My dad did try. Terrible. But my mom was like my.
He was like, "Here's a Tonka truck,"
And I was like, "Oh, Barbie!"
Right.
My mom was the pusher for that. She made me do ballet, jazz, tap,
Wow.
football, tennis, like everything. She was like, "You're gonna try it at least once, and if you don't like it, we'll go to the mall." And
That's
like,
wonderful. That's awesome.
But yeah. So my coming out story. Ooh.
Tell it. You're safe here. You're with good people. No one has a better audience than ours. I'm telling you, for real.
Oh man. Okay. So picture this. It's 1985.
Ooh.
It's dark and hot and balmy. It's like, no.
I love this. Okay, tell me more.
Okay. So I used to be a lifeguard.
Okay.
And I was dating. I was a hoe. Oh God. I was dating these two guys. I won't say their name.
Okay.
We'll put J and R.
J and R. Got it. Okay.
Two lifeguards. We all got certified together. We were all like best friends in a way.
Yeah.
So one day during summer break, Jay would come over in the morning.
Oh God.
We would hang out, and I'd make him breakfast, and then he would leave, and then R would come over at night, and we would just hang out.
Did you make him dinner?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, we would have family dinner.
It's not fair. Okay.
My mom was kind of skeptical at first. She was like, "You guys are oddly close. There's 3 of you. So if 2 + 2 is 4, and 5 + 5 is, it's not adding up."
Right.
She
knew what was going on.
Mm-hmm. So I kind of just like, "No, Mom, no. Like what? I'm dating Claire." "You're dating what?" You're okay. Great. You're gonna keep lying. So one day, I thought that she had gone to work.
Oh God.
And I thought it was this cool idea because he liked the pretty side of me. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna get all cute and stuff.
Oh God.
I'm gonna make breakfast. So how the house is set up, like my mom's room is all the way at the other end of the hall, and the kitchen is like right here. So I'm making breakfast. Like I didn't see her car. I didn't know she went and got the car service.
Oh God.
So mad at her that day. She went and got the car service or whatever, and they so with like Mercedes, they bring you back, and then they'll pick you up. Transportation. So I'm making breakfast, and I got on, of course, Tony Braxton. I'm like, "You mean the world to me," and I'm just cooking, and then he pulls up in his little busted Civic. Oh, I hate him. He pulls up, and I'm like, the door is open.
Is this R or J? This is R. J. This is R. Okay. R with the busted Civic pulls up. Okay. With breakfast ready.
Jay drove, I think it was a Lexus, like IS 250 or something like that.
Okay.
So he was a little bit more on the upper side. So he opens the door and he's like, "Babe, what's up?" And I'm just like, "Oh, hi, babe." So, oh, God. My mom comes out. We're literally like just there. So there's a sliding glass door. So I hear the door open. I'm just like,
alert.
What was that? Shit. You gotta go. You gotta get outside. So I open up the sliding glass door, shove him outside. There's a breakfast set up for 2. And my mom just walks out and she's just like, "Good morning, sweetheart." I'm just like, surprise. So he's sitting outside. And he's sweating. I felt so bad. There's a window here where the kitchen sink is. So I could peek around. I'm like, "Oh God, okay, I can see he's still there. Okay, he's sweating." And she's like, "Did you make bacon and eggs and orange juice? Are those my good champagne glasses?" "Oh, okay. I'll make myself a plate." And I'm just sitting there shaking, "Oh my God. And anybody who knows me personally, they know I get really bad gas. Like, nervous. So I'm just like, oh, just mix them with the eggs. It's fine. Just mix it in. It's okay. So she goes back in the room or whatever. And then I pull him and I'm just like, you gotta go now. I don't know. My mom's here. You can hang out downstairs. Just go downstairs. That's
right.
what my room was. So he goes downstairs and then I see her come back out and I'm trying to like wash dishes and I'm panicking and I'm just like, oh, this is terrible today. What is happening? It's not my day. And she just walks up to me and she's like, you know, which one is this one? Is this one J or is this one R? And I'm just wait, I'm sorry. You had said, what now? She's like, are you dating J or are you dating R? Because you guys spend a lot of time together. And she just goes down the list. And it's just like, it's like a Rolodex of answers in my head. Like, can you say that? Nope, skip. Can you say that? Nope, can't. And I'm just standing there and she's like, you don't have to come out to me. I already know that you're gay. And I was just like, I'm not. And she's like, yeah, and that whole Claire thing, yeah, you do her hair. So that's not it. So,
right.
And then she goes,
Mama knows.
Right back in the room. And then she comes back. She peeks her head out and she's like, honestly, I like Jay for you. Because R, he's a little rough. Jay's a better fit. And I'm sitting there and I'm just like, what is this? And it's like, I know he's there.
Right.
So he hears everything.
Oh my God. So did you guys have breakfast together?
We never ate.
No, you never ate the breakfast. You were like, oh my God. Just get the fuck out of my house.
We've got to go. You got to go because I don't know what is happening. But it was really cute how she did it because it was like a lot of my friends that I grew up with. Shout out to my mom. Love you, Mom. A lot of my friends, especially in high school, it's such a thing, and I hate that it's a thing. Like, you don't wake up one day and say, hello, good morning, everybody. I'd like to announce that I am straight.
Right.
And now it's like, you have to announce, hello, everybody, I am gay.
Right. You have to tell everybody. Right.
In my time growing up.
How old are you?
I'm 27.
Okay. My time. He makes it seem like he's 45. Okay. Yeah.
It was such a taboo thing in high school. Like, you'd lose friends.
Especially for men. They're treated so much differently than women.
Yes.
You know, women it's hot, but for men it's, just not. Well,
Yeah. I mean.
For whatever. For whoever,
But I'm like seeing like how their parents reacted, and I would sit there and be like, damn, like, do I want to tell my mom? Like,
right.
I don't, if I got to go through that, and it's like, all of them have the same story. Like, they're getting kicked out and they can't do this, or they can't hang out with me, or their parents are sending them. I didn't know that gay camp was a thing.
What?
Yeah. I had one friend, I won't tell you his name, but had one friend whose parents sent him to a conversion camp. And I didn't see him for like the whole summer and half of the beginning of the school year. And then when he came back,
was he still gay?
it was a different person.
Oh my God. Like, what did they do to you? Did he ever talk about it?
No.
Wow.
It was a weird thing. Like, we were pretty close because it was like, all right, bro, let's hang out. Like, we never dated or anything, but we just had an understanding of each other.
Yeah.
But when he came back, it wasn't the same
person.
Yeah. And I've never ever seen anything like that. Like, I read stories about it, but I didn't think it was a real thing.
Wow, me neither. That's so insane. And I can't imagine like my kid telling me that they're a certain way, and because especially in high school, like kids are even going to experiment.
Yeah.
Like at that point, it's like, all right, an experiment. They might change their mind at some point, or they might not. But,
like, figure out what you
love them unconditionally, in my opinion. That's all I'll ever want from somebody. And I hope that,
Yeah, that's what my mom said. She said, I don't care what you do as long as you are safe and you're protecting not only yourself, but your heart and your mental state.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm so happy that she is the guardian of me. Like, if I don't know something, Mom. If I don't feel comfortable, Mom.
Awesome.
If I need advice, Mom. Like,
That's so great to have that like support, you know, especially going through all the things, you know, all the achievements that you're having. But a lot of it's scary, right? Like breaking through new barriers is always scary. So you eventually go to college and then you end up in Florida. And so how many years ago did you come down to Florida?
11 now.
Oh, wow.
11.
You've been here for like a long time. You're a Floridian, boy.
Full-blown
Okay.
Floridian.
So do you ever go home? Do you ever visit?
I do.
You do? Okay. Then you're like, wow, yeah, this place sucks.
Yeah.
Whenever I go to New Jersey, I'm like, ah, you know? So when did you, you know, you start doing it like 18, you get back into music, but did you start hitting it? Like, how does one go about even getting signed by a label? Like, what is that process like? I know to be a model, you need to like make a lookbook and get these shots done. Is it like that or?
What I'm learning now is that it is. Like, if you don't know somebody that's in the industry, then you got a lot of work to do. And right now it's the social media age. And I'm terrible when it comes to social media. Like, I will post something, like I'll like, and I'll stalk you from afar.
Right.
Don't mind me.
I'm just looking.
But it's a lot of social media presence. Like, I've learned that a lot of the music labels don't really want to do the work anymore. They don't want to craft anybody. Like, hearing like how they had to craft my grandmother into like being the diva, being the star, hearing how they had to craft my mom. It wasn't like a natural thing.
Right.
But so
tell us, because like, you know, it's like, because before they were like making people into superstars. Now they're like expecting you to just be a star. Yeah. Is that like it?
Pretty much. They don't. I feel like some of the labels, not my label, they want you to come already with the full package.
Right.
Like, you have to have the social media presence. You have to have the voice. Sometimes you don't even have to have the voice, but I've learned that sex sells. I'm not taking my clothes off for nobody. Okay? I got a cake stand. We're not doing that. Okay. I have the voice. I have the talent. So that should be more than enough.
Yeah.
With Mac Life Records, they have he has taken it upon himself to work with me one-on-one. He's helped me perfect my talent. He has me in a studio very more often than I want to be.
Really?
I'm learning the music business is 95% business, 5% talent.
Wow.
Starting to learn that.
Yeah.
But
I can totally see that, because there's so many people that are unbelievably talented and then they get beat out by, you know, just somebody who, even Bieber. And Bieber, you know, I think he's talented. He can play instruments, but how many other people can sing and play instruments, whatever. He, you know, got on Ellen, had a cool YouTube video, and that was it. You know, the rest is history for him. So, wow. So how did you get involved with Mac Records? And so everyone know, like, Return of the Mac, like, that's the guy. That's the guy he's under. So that's so cool. So how did that transpire? How did you meet these people? Like, what happened? Were you, like, party? How did you get involved?
It's really weird because we both have the same story. He was at the Breakers, and he didn't want to go out. I was having I don't know, like, if me and my fiance had a bad argument. It was just a terrible night, and I was like, I don't want to do anything. Like, just leave me alone. And like, my friends would call me, they're like, yo, Zay, come out to Myers. And I'm just like, you want me to drive all the way to West Palm Beach to go to Myers to sing one song and I can go home? No. But they wind up getting me out there. I had no idea. Like, I listened to his music more than just Return of the Mac, and I respect him as an artist, and I think he is wonderful. Didn't know, like, I don't know his face at this point. Like, I don't recognize it fully. He's always in his hoodie like that. And
love it.
He's there. Have no idea. And then one of my friends are like, yo, can you just sing Valerie? And mind you, I'm having a really bad time, and I'm like about 3 sheets in the wind. I don't know what it is. My friends love to just get me drunk, and I'd be like, yo, please don't, whatever. 3 martinis, run them. I don't give a damn, run them. So I'm about 3 sheets in the wind, and they're like, yo, bro, you got to sing Valerie. Like, you're up, you're happy. And I'm just like, am I happy? Okay, great. Let's go ahead and put in Valerie, run it. So I start singing it, and I see, I just see this cool little stocky short man. He just...
I feel like he goes to all your shows, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like I've seen him. Like,
Yep,
literally, that's so him. Okay.
He's so cool. He's like too cool for school.
Right.
Love it. And I'm drunk, so I'm like singing, and I think at one point I fell on a chair, but I just kept singing anyway. My mom always said, baby, if you fall, keep going.
Right.
And you better be on key if you're gonna do it. And then that night, he sent over his bodyguard, and I was just like, hello. And then he's like, yeah, he wants to meet with you. And I'm just like, okay, well, bring him on over here. It's a party.
Right.
And then
not thinking it was anything, just like whatever. Yeah, cool. Bring him over.
Just drunk singing,
right?
Having fun at Myers Lounge. And he walks up and he's like, bro, let me talk to you. And I was just like, who is this man? Who is this man? And then he was like, bro, let me talk to you. And I was just like, oh my God, wait, it's not. And I was like, oh, I love your music. Thank you so much for everything that you did. Like, you are amazing. I love it. And then he like takes a step back, and he's just like, bro, you got to put out a record. And I'm just like, I got to sober up because this is a moment. And he just starts bust out laughing. And then from there, we were just...
Wow. So when was that?
I think, oh God, was that... Girl, I drank so much.
Like a year ago, like 2 years ago?
September.
Okay, so this was like recent. So you were out there, you did your thing, Valerie, he saw you. And is he from England?
Yeah.
Bruh, you do a good accent. I don't know.
I've been around him so much.
Right? You like totally can do it really well. So he was like, bruh, I don't know. It's an English accent. I can't even do it. Whatever, like, bro, you're awesome. Da-da-da. And then, so now I know that you have at least 2 singles that are out, right? Mm-hmm. Wow, and they're awesome. Three. Okay, awesome. I love it. Like, the first time Philip sent me your music, I was like, wow, this is like really good. Like, because you never know. Everyone's like, I'm an artist, and you listen, you're like, yeah. Good. But yours was so good. It's like if I ever listen to it, it's stuck in my head the entire day. So, and I see you perform. Is there anything like special that you do before you perform to get ready for it? Because you said you get gassy when you're nervous. Does that happen when you're singing? But like, how do you get like rid of the nerves and just like ready to perform?
What I've learned watching other people and listening to their story, it's like the same thing with me. Those nerves don't go away.
Right.
And if they do go away, then you might as well just let it go, because you're not anxious. But for me personally, my nerves really, really hit like really bad, where I'm like nauseous and I'm like, I cannot do this. It's right before they announce me, and then it hits really bad. Like, if you ever notice my face, I don't know why it's so embarrassing. I make the ugliest face, and then I grab the mic, and then everything just like, boop, time to go.
Wow. It turns on.
Yeah.
That's so cool. That's awesome. So you have a lot of streams right now. It seems like you're killing it with the club songs. Is that music you always wanted to make? Is that the kind of music you've always enjoyed, or?
Well, I'm from Jersey. I love, like, what is it? Underground? Like Jersey music,
right?
Like their underground house music.
Yes.
It's so good, and I always wanted to do something like that. And Mac found Oliver Nelson, who just took what I said and was like, "Got you," and just did it. And I was like, "Yes." But
now, do you write songs, or do you work with someone to write songs, or how does that happen?
I write my own, and I work with somebody. His name is Brian Bury. Yeah.
Cool.
And he actually wrote Memories.
Okay.
And I don't know if it was his breakup or if it was it was his breakup first, and then he started writing, and he was like, Xavier, can you sing this? And I was just like, I love this. I love this. I love this. And then he was just like, you can have it. And then from there, like, I mean, and we always been best friends. We've been best friends for a long time.
And I love how they show up for you at your like events, you know, like if you're singing somewhere, you come, you roll deep, you know, with all your friends. They love you so much. I mean, we love you, you know, like I love being able to see you in person. It's just a great experience. And so, you know, that's really cool. What, you know, before we wrap up and hear what you got going on under the hood, is that the right way to say it? You know, what's the future hold? Like, what are you working on right now? Do you have a full album out? Where do, you know?
So I have a full album. It's in the works. I just want to release one more single. I try to do things in order. So that way, when I release the EP, I'm not going to do a full LP. That's
what's the difference?
So an EP is just like, I call it an exemplary project.
Oh, okay.
And the LP is literally means like listening project.
Okay.
EP just gives you a snippet of what the artist can do.
Right.
And then the LP gives you the full thing of what the
cool.
artist can do.
Awesome.
But my thing is memories.
Yeah.
My EP is probably going to be called Memories.
Okay.
And it talks about each part of a relationship.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
So right now we're working a little backwards, but it makes sense because when you listen to the songs in order, you'll be like, oh, that's where you were. Okay, I get it now.
That's
and then Love Games, of course.
Yeah. How many days a week do you typically spend working on your music?
Almost every damn day.
Really?
Almost every day.
I mean, if you're gonna become, you know, someone, you gotta just
You gotta
do it, right?
Live it, eat it, breathe it.
Yeah, because eventually one day, I mean, the goal for all of us is that we go, work hard, so that one day it all catches up and you can just enjoy it, you know? So what's your plan for that? Where do you see, you know, because, you know, I was doing yoga earlier before I came here. And in yoga, when you're doing balancing poses, you have to find, they have a word for it, I can't remember, but you got to find like a focal point, right? Mm-hmm. And it's so much easier to balance when you have a focal point. And I was thinking when I was doing it, like, wow, this really is so much easier than like looking all over the place. And it's kind of like life, where life is so much easier when you have a focal point and you're able to stay balanced because you know where you're going. You have a literal picture of it in your head of what you want. So like, do you have that? And what does it look like?
So hopefully I could be as big as Beyonce one day.
Beyonce, love her.
But, you know, honestly, my focal point is not only to become rich and famous. Yes, everybody wants that.
For sure.
But
I mean,
the pinpoint that I really want is to make music that people understand and it touches them in a way that they haven't felt before. Mm-hmm. Like, and then they'll remember it. Yeah. So make memorable music. Like, right. Yeah, rich and famous. That sounds really nice. Yeah. But I want that music that you can sing.
Right. And just like it brings, and it's funny, it's called Memory, but it's like I can totally see that song just, you know, transporting you back to like a special night. Mm-hmm. Or something where you're out with friends and you heard it or you met this person. It's just like one of those songs that, you know, when you get older, you'll listen to it and be like, oh my God, this reminds me of this time in my life. Because you just listen to it on repeat. Like, that's what I think about when I hear your music. It's just really great. So, all right. Well, this was so fun, Xavier. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you for
I hope you had fun.
This was fun. This was definitely fun.
And okay. So guys, listen, before I'm going to wrap up the episode, because at the end of it, we're going to listen to Xavier sing. What song are you singing for us today?
Let's do something easy. Let's do Feeling Good.
Ooh, and I'm feeling. Oh, that was good. How about that, Xavier? Sign me up for the singing. Okay, that will be my next calling. No, I won't quit my day job. I won't quit my day job. So everyone, thank you all so much for hanging out with us today. I hope that you enjoy Feeling Good. Was that close? I can't even hit a fucking note, bitch. And I used to be in fucking choir, okay? And like whatever the other one was. But only because I love Selena. I was obsessed. Oh my God. So I used to pretend I was a soprano because she was, but truly I think I'm an alto because my voice is really like deep. But you know, I was like, just wanted to be like her so bad. Guys, like, comment, subscribe. Make sure to comment down below to be, on the YouTube video, to be involved in the giveaway. And I wish there was a place for like people that listen to this on Spotify and iTunes to comment. But you also can be entered if you comment on Xavier and I's photo on Instagram. It'll be like labeled giveaway. So do both. I'll enter everybody, and then next Wednesday I'll pick the winner, and I'll send you out all your goodies. Thank you all for supporting me and what we're doing here. I love you all so much. Thank you again to our sponsor, Quick Intel, for like making this even a possibility for us. And I love you all so much. Bye.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. Fish in the sea, you know how I feel. River running free, you know how I feel. On the tree, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. Dragonfly out in the sun, you know what I mean, don't you know? Butterflies all having fun, you know what I mean. Sleep in peace when the day is done. That's what I feel in this whole world.